But if we're really wanting to have indigenous wisdom and local understanding of our ecology, our climate, our where we are, and our sense of place, it makes sense for us to localize the landscape management so that farmers aren't making decisions mandated from somewhere else or planting seeds that are financed by corporate headquarters from somewhere else, and that all the money isn't flowing out to somewhere else. Okay? That's the kind of landscape stewardship that we're looking for. Another thing that people fear today when it comes to food is nutrition. What about nutrition? I mean, now the studies are coming out. You have to eat, 40% more broccoli now than in 1946 to get the same nutritional kick? I mean, it is that inferior. Sir Albert Howard, in his classic, kind of supposedly the start of the whole sustainable agriculture movement, an agricultural testament in 1949, Sir Albert Howard said, when we begin using he called them artificial manures, chemical fertilizers. When we begin using artificial manures, we grow artificial plants, which make artificial animals, which make artificial people, which can only be sustained with artificials. And that's why now all of our supermarkets have food and drug next to it. Isn't it fascinating that even our own government agency, the Food and Drug Administration, they lump food and drug because ultimately health is determined by food. And if you don't have a healthy food, you have an artificial population that has to be propped up by artificials. Now, I'm not saying that you should never, that there's never a place for drugs. But when you have the amount that's been used subtherapeutically to now create MRSA and superbugs in hospitals where they've been so used that people don't even get a kick from penicillin anymore, what you've done is you've taken the edge off of an innovation and abused it long before it should have been obsolete. And so nutritional food is one of the things that we're concerned about. So how do we affect nutrition? Well, one of the ways we do it is by shortening the food chain. One of the best things we can do is actually grow more of our own food. When people talk to me, one of the most common questions I get is, well, this is all real nice, but can this really feed the world? That's always a great big question. I can go off on that tangent I'll do a whole 2-hour lecture on just that question, but I'll suffice it, and I can talk more about it if you want me to later. But I think it's important for us to realize that as late as 1946 in this country, 50% of all vegetables, all produce in America were grown in backyard gardens. Yeah. That's not that long ago. And today, America has 35 million acres of lawn and 36 million acres to grow the forage for recreational horses.